Welcome back on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, for the Neighborhood Watch.
In post earlier?
HuffPo.
That's a real journo thing.
It's a nickname. I don't know, it's a journo thing.
I think the theme of today's show is journo talk.
You're always trying to get me to watch Southland. I'm going to try to get you to watch like House of Cards and Newsroom. That's going to be the...
Is that like a journo
thing.
type
Yeah, you're
show?
going to have to watch some journo shows if I'm going to be watching.
Is that on Netflix?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
House of Cards.
House of Cards is.
And
Can't stop watching it.
Newsroom.
Newsroom's HBO. You got to go.
HBO Go app?
Yeah, you got
on the iPad?
You can get it on the go.
Copy that.
But before we get back to it, I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Dubin.
Mrs. Dubin.
Who celebrated her birthday yesterday.
It was her birthday yesterday. She was on KLOS yesterday.
Whoa, never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. We're not allowed to say that on hometown station.
The only radio station that I know of is AM 1220 KHTS. So
right, Perfect Hair?
I'm contractually obligated to just slow you down right there.
Sorry, my bad.
No, but so honestly, happy birthday
to Mrs. Dubin.
But we also wanted to talk about the 4th of July, and I wanted to know your perspective, Josh. What is it like when you're in a patrol car? Because I'd imagine the last several years you've worked at least one or two 4th of Julys.
You know what? Especially working, we call it the PM shift, and that's shift
3 to midnight, or
we have the PM shift starts at a couple different times. There, you could either start at 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m. Then the early morning shift starts at 10 p.m. So different start times and different end times, obviously. But when you start, especially around like 6 p.m. Pretty much the minute you load up your patrol car with all of your gear and make sure your gas tank's full and you log onto the computer and get your call sign and get all that stuff, all the paperwork and everything, squared away and straightened out. And then, you pull out of the station, and from that moment on, it's, the dispatcher starts sending you calls. And, you're basically assigned a geographic area like Saugus, Newhall, Canyon Country, and you kind of, for the most part, stay in that geographic area loosely.
Unless there's an emergency.
An emergency or, resources are needed everywhere. But, and you're just going, call to call to call. And I think... speaking frankly, some of the challenges are, you'll receive a call of fireworks, and somebody will call in the neighborhood and go, "Hey, there's fireworks on this street. That they're shooting them in the air. They're aerial fireworks that they bought from Pahrump or in the Nevada area." No, Fillmore doesn't sell aerial fireworks.
Oh, really?
They only sell Safe and Sane fireworks.
Well, there's no Safe and Sane fireworks.
I'm talking about like mortar cannons and stuff like that. You get those in like Pahrump and Nevada and out of state.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
And so,
You got an address? No, I'm just kidding.
So, we'll get there, and there'll be people outside enjoying the fireworks, and oftentimes people will be on the lookout for the black and white patrol car, and so people can hide the fireworks or quickly move them and stuff like that. So and it's tough because we're not trying to ruin anybody's fun, but really, like what Stephanie said, and I need to reemphasize, is there's a lot, especially this year with the drought. I mean, we're in a very, very severe drought. It's dry. The fire season is here. There's a lot of brush. Not to mention, then we can go into blowing off your fingers and your arms and stuff like that.
Right.
And the
Never
dangers
mind the starting of fire safety. You're blowing yourself up safety.
So it really, there's legal, free, good fireworks shows that are here locally and close by.
Have you been on a call where there was fireworks and somebody got hurt?
I have.
Oh, boy.
I have.
What happened?
There was a severe burn to the hand, and I think what happened was, and I'm not really sure how it happened, but they were lighting the firework, and I think that they thought that the fuse was longer than it really was, and so their hand was still over it, lighting it, and it blew right into the palm of the hand. And so, obviously the LA County Fire Department responded, AMR, deputies were there, and then, that was a transport to the hospital. And then I don't know what the medical outcome of it, but it looked from, when I was there, pretty bad.
That was a question I had because Stephanie was just talking about how busy, that's fire department spokeswoman Stephanie English, was talking about how busy fire department officials are on that day. Do they typically roll out with you to every call because they have arson and chemical investigators, or do they if someone calls the sheriff's station, do you guys then roll out, or if someone calls the fire department, is it a different call? Like how does that get handled?
Well, if it's a firework, if it's a call of, hey, somebody's doing illegal fireworks, oftentimes a deputy will respond by themselves. But fire department's also out on patrol. And then they're handling, some of the calls, and they're handling, their patrols and what they see. They're confiscating fireworks and doing their thing along with us. But then a lot of times we get interchanged, and we will meet up at certain particular calls, especially when there's medical incidents, there's people that are severely intoxicated or anything like that. So we run into each other throughout the night and work hand in hand, and we have open lines of communication. So,
and people don't always understand, or when there's there's a delay in a response involved when you call the station. But on a busy night like that, I mean, what are we talking about, just to contextualize? Are we talking about 10 calls? Are we talking about 20 calls? Or
last year, for instance, I mean, on a normal night, on a normal 24-hour period at Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station, we'll have anywhere from 200 to 350 calls for service in a 24-hour period.
On a normal night?
On a normal day,
Wow.
on a normal Tuesday. And that, some days are slow, you get 200 calls for service from midnight to midnight.
Right.
Some days are busy, 350, 400 calls for service in a normal day. Now, you add in, like last year, I believe it was 179 or 192, something like that. That's on top of the 350 additional calls for service.
Just regarding
Fireworks and loud parties.
Wow.
So now you're talking over 500 calls for service,
Basically
600 calls for. It's almost double. And so not only do we have our normal patrol line of deputies that are going to be working, but now all of our special teams, CPU, like I said earlier, CPU, the SAT team, and stuff like that, they're going to be out on top of that to handle the increased call volume. And then the fire department also now, like Stephanie said.
We got to take a quick break, and we got one more segment left on your Neighborhood Watch on Hometown Station, AM 1220 KHTS.
Santa, what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy John Brown come for you?
Welcome back, Santa Clarita Valley. We're here for your final segment for the Neighborhood Watch every first and third Thursday of the month. We talk about outreach with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station. Deputy Josh Dubin, we were just talking about the 4th of July and deputies and what you guys are doing. Also wanted to talk about an incident that had been reported, and the whole case is over now, so we can talk about it. But a Fraser Park woman pleaded no contest Tuesday to a misdemeanor child endangerment charge after a deputy found the child left in a Honda outside Target on Magic Mountain Parkway. And you were aware of that incident as you put out some reports, and I saw some interviews. There was a lot of media coverage for that one.
Correct. This happened on Sunday night?
Yes.
Yes, Sunday night. Our deputies at the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station received a call for service from a concerned man that saw a 9-month-old baby girl, inside of a vehicle that was running and was unlocked in the parking lot of Target.
And the woman was, according to the court records that I saw, she had an iPhone in the car that she was using as a baby monitor. It was on a live call.
Right. It was on the telephone with another phone that allegedly she had in her possession.
So really want to just get the message out there that it's never safe under any conditions to leave your child in the car alone, whether the car's locked, whether the car's unlocked, whether the car's running, whether the car's not running, whether there's a phone or not. I mean,
and the air conditioning allegedly was on low.
Right.
However, it's hot, and even if your windows are cracked or your air conditioning's on low, if the sun is beating down in your car, there's all kinds of studies that you can look on the internet.
You gave me a figure.
It's just a couple of minutes, and your car gets 20 degrees Fahrenheit higher temperature internally. And obviously small children are susceptible to heat stroke and different things like that, especially if they have blankets or, other things in the car seat on that their body can't cool themselves as fast. So.
And also unfortunate is pets as well get left in the car.
Of course,
it's just not safe this time of year.
It's absolutely not safe.
Really,
and then to have your car running with the doors unlocked.
Obviously there's the threat of someone stealing your child.
Yes.
As well as the car.
Yes.
So.
And this was a Honda type vehicle?
Right, which are notoriously known for getting broken into and stolen, if we will.
Thank you, Barry Smith.
And also, so I mean, this is obviously something the sheriff's department takes very seriously. And she was
Absolutely.
charged with a felony, ended up getting a plea down to a misdemeanor, 3 days in jail, 15 days of community labor, not involving children, a 52-week parenting class, and 3 years of probation. So very serious. Don't ever leave your child or pet in the car.
Right,
So
and I think that that's an important message, especially around this time of year. Children, pets, elderly. You know, it's hot, and you know, could be heat, medical issues related to the heat.
And so, can we move to a little bit lighter subject before we finish out with our
sure.
U.S. men's national soccer team tribute?
When Perfect Hair ends us with a goal,
Absolutely, as promised.
that's going to be a ratings getter.
The barbecue contest. Were you didn't take part in this? You didn't cook anything? Did you?
No, I cannot take credit for this, but the sheriff's department did host a barbecue competition, and that was on Sunday, June 21st, and that took place between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. up there at the Jack Bones Equestrian Center, which is kind of adjacent to the Pitches Detention Center up there in Castaic, the jail facility. And this particular barbecue competition benefited the 999 for Kids, and that's a program that was established back in 1986, and it's basically a partnership between the sheriff's department and the Department of Children Family Services. Go ahead, P. Smith. What do you got?
A 999 call, that is a sheriff station code, right? For
Right, that's a
officer
call for bring
Send all
everybody.
units? Okay.
Bring lots of people.
Okay,
bring
your
lots of
friends.
deputies.
Gotcha.
And so, and our captain is one of the chair people of the 999 for Kids, Captain Roosevelt Johnson. So, you know, this obviously means a lot to him and to our station for that matter.
So did he put extra pressure on Sergeant Seinel and Sergeant Vanderleek to really bring the goods with the barbecue contest?
So, you know, I don't know, but we definitely, we fared well. And so, you know, this year there was 19 teams participating in the barbecue competition, and breaking news, our team took first place for the pulled pork category and second place in the barbecue chicken category.
Mark, ask how many pulled pork sandwiches and chicken sandwiches I got from the sheriff's station.
How many?
None.
That's rude.
Thank you. First time in 7 years of doing this show that he's actually gone on the mic. I love it, and it's for that.
Good
All
job,
right.
Perfect Hair.
Call.
So yeah, it was a great event.
Oh, we gotta
and
wrap up.
We got to wrap up. Okay.
Shout out to the men's national team and their great effort. Unfortunately, couldn't make it past the quarterfinals.
Outstanding effort, though.
Got Dubin watching soccer. And
They do.
take us out,
One nation, one team.
please.
Go.
Thank you for listening to your Neighborhood Watch, AM 1220 KHTS.
What you gonna